Trump sends border czar to Minnesota as outrage over federal immigration operation grows. President Donald Trump announced on January 26th that he is dispatching White House border czar Tom Homan to Minneapolis to oversee immigration and customs enforcement (ICE) operations amid growing national backlash against the federal immigration enforcement surge in Minnesota. Trump described Homan as tough but fair and stated that he will report directly to the president. The deployment comes after the fatal shooting of 37-year-old ICU nurse Alex Pretty by federal immigration agents during a confrontation with protesters in Minneapolis, the second such deadly encounter in recent weeks. Officials say Homan's presence is intended to manage the situation on the ground and provide direct coordination between federal forces and local authorities. Trump also said he spoke with Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, calling the conversation very good and suggesting the two leaders were on a similar wavelength about addressing public safety and enforcement actions. The president's move appeared to signal a tentative thaw in relations with Walz, a Democrat who has sharply criticized the federal presence in his state. The federal operation, known as Operation Metro Surge, has drawn vehement opposition from Minnesota officials and civil liberties groups. A federal judge in Minneapolis is now considering whether the deployment of roughly 3,000 immigration officers violates the U.S. Constitution. As state and city leaders argue, it constitutes an overreach of federal authority and endangers residents. Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison has condemned the federal narrative around the Pretty shooting as flat-out insane, accusing Homeland Security officials of rushing to justify the use of force rather than conducting a full, impartial investigation. As protests continue and legal challenges mount, the conflict over federal immigration enforcement in Minnesota shows little sign of easing.